Hey guys, welcome back to DailyWeeklyBuilds. Today I'm going to build this set here, this big and rather heavy LEGO Creator Modern House, a new set for June 2024. So here it is, LEGO Creator 31153, rated 9+, the modern house, and it does look very modern, and that's kind of the main appeal why I liked it. When I saw this, I was like, yes, yes, yes. It got me really excited, and it's not often, like, sure, I like a lot of LEGO sets, but it's not often I get really excited by what I see and I had to buy it day one, but I did get it for 20% off on day one, so I bought my LEGO through a game, and they have a lot of good LEGO discounts, so do check them out. I'm not sponsored or anything, but I just thought I'd give it a little shout out. 3-in-1, of course, so you got a little bungalow build and this kind of tower block as well. And usually with Creator 3-in-1s, like, yes, I like the main build, and I'm not really interested in the side builds, but the bungalow here, that one really interests me, and once I've had a look through the instructions to see what it's like, I might have to buy a second set because I'm definitely building the main build, and I'm not the type of person to take my LEGO apart and rebuild it into different things, even with Creator 3-in-1. Like, yeah, back in the day I used to, but nowadays, honestly, I just can't be bothered. I like this too much, so if I like what I see from the instructions for this alternate build here, then I'll just buy a second set and build that way. I'm not too interested in the tower block, but again, if I look through the instructions and I like what I see, then I might have to consider it. And on the back of the box, it shows you what the back of the houses look like, except for the bungalow here. It doesn't show you the back, it only shows you the front, so that's kind of weird. You can see the back of the modern house and the back of this apartment tower, but yeah, not the back. Are they hiding something? Interesting. But as you can see, with this modern house, by the look of it, it's got pretty much everything. It ticks all the lists. And then the lesser builds, yeah, they're smaller, they use less pieces, so they're going to be less details in there, but yeah, some interesting mini builds in there by the looks of it. Call me weird if you want, but I don't like to use the thumb tabs. No, I'm such a rebel. I slice along the edge and open up this way. But it works, and look at that. We've got paper bags. And honestly, I'm still surprised to see these, because despite LEGO saying paper is the way forward, we still get a lot of plastic. And it's good to see that our instruction booklets are protected inside this paper envelope, which is good to see. Keeps them safe, they don't get crushed or bent or ripped or anything, so I like this. So inside this box we get 9 numbered bags. And we get 3 different instruction books. And when I say books, I mean books, because these are pretty thick. Of course it makes sense to have 1 book per different build, and there are no stickers in this set. And here it is, all built. As you can see, it's a little bit smaller than the picture on the box, but I mean, just looking at it, it is quite visually impressive. Just the whole thing, the way it's set up with the tower on the side here, the pool out front, literally right on the beach, as you've got steps leading down to it, and then the kind of the main house section over here. I really like the composition of it, and especially around the side here as well. It hangs over, so it's not just a basic square block of a building. It's got some character to it. And this set also comes with 2 minifigures here, so we'll take a quick look at those. I think both of these minifigures do look pretty nice. The torso on the right there, the green jacket, I'm pretty sure that's new because I haven't seen that before. And hopefully they do it in other colours like grey or blue or something, because that seems pretty similar to a jacket I would wear in real life. And then the guy on the right there with his red striped t-shirt, pretty nice, kind of got a retro feel to it. Yeah, I think these are both pretty good looking minifigures that go perfectly with their big mansion behind them. And this is what their torsos look like from the back. And both minifigures also feature alternate faces. Starting off with the outside then, I like that they kind of put a little bit of everything here. So we've got the suggestion of the beach right out front, which, whilst I think looks nice with the different colours and the shaping and things, personally I'm not a fan of them literally stepping out into the water. I would have rather had the beach extend out just a little bit more sand and then just have a thin strip of blue along the edge. But that's just a little nitpick from me. You know, I'm sure some people might like this kind of curvature and how they're literally on the beach. But anyway, we've got a nice fire pit down here as well. That's built up in a cool little way. A couple of rocks and like stones scattered around as well. And then we've got these little sun loungers almost, which were a very interesting and very delicate build. And obviously the minifigures can't actually sit on them. You have to balance them on there. But yeah, this was probably the most fiddly part to put together. You've got 2 of them, they're built identically. They're a pain to line up. Yeah, it just wants to pop off. Yeah, it's a little bit crooked, so that's my least favourite thing about this set. Moving along then, we've got this nice rectangular, almost infinity style pool, given how it's got this nice glass edge on this side here. Otherwise, I think it looks a little bit weird. I don't really know why that's there, but you know, sure, you can just border it off like the rest of it. Got some more rock work leading into the grass area. It kind of helps transition it so it's not a straight cut between grass and sand. Got a couple of flippers here. I'm guessing these will be used in the sea because I don't think their pool will be deep enough. But, you know, you can use them. No snorkel or anything else included, which would be a bit of a miss. So they can't really go snorkeling, but they got some flippers if they wanted. And then the use of some tiles and curved slopes here just to give a suggestion of some foliage and plants that are built up, with a couple of trees, which are supposed to be palm trees. And we'll take a closer look at those in a moment. Around the back then we've got this really nice kind of glass with the fruit sticking out of it just on the edge of the pool there, so they can have a quick drink. And then taking a close look at the palm trees here, they look a bit skinny and tall, and I think the top perhaps is also a little bit, I don't know, empty. But I'm sure there's probably a real tree out there that's got a very skinny trunk and a very little foliage on top. But otherwise, it's a nice splash of colour to otherwise the bulky white building. And on top here is just a brick-built bird. Rather exotic looking, pretty standard for LEGO creator sets to have brick-built animals like this. If we move around to the side, we've got one of the entrances here with a couple of rock-built steps built up. But I like the modern design they've done here with the wood paneling going all the way up on both sides here. And that's just achieved by using tiles with some bricks and studs not on the side like that. So it's a nice simple technique, but it does look really effective. And these big glass windows really do let in a lot of light. Around the back of the tower portion and downstairs, you've got a nice kitchen area, a couple of seats for them to sit at with a table. Just pick it up so you can see the interior there. Got an oven, a couple of jars for some food. It's a big oven actually, probably a range cooker, a couple of frying pans on there, the extractor fan above it as well, a couple of cabinets which lead into the next room as well. We've got this nice reading room area with a rug achieved with using different shaped tiles. This comfortable and interesting design of a chair, which is a little bit delicate to put together. It can rotate slightly, but there isn't enough clearance for you to spin it around completely, though you can just lift it up and then obviously attach it back down so it faces the other way. And you can sit a single minifigure on there. Otherwise, you've got this plant in a pot here, which is a simple building technique, but it does look effective, a nice splash of colour. And then this bookcase with a camera and a trophy on top. And the way the bookcase is built was pretty impressive. It's not the kind of standard studs on the side. I mean, it is, but it's built in separate sections and it's attached to the wall on this way and it's built up from the floor. So there's all sorts going on in there. So some fun building techniques. And then on top, we've got this really nice chandelier. The way that's built up is very impressive. Too bad this set doesn't come with a light brick. I mean, I'm not sure how they'd quite integrate it, so that's probably why it didn't come with one, but this would look really nice if it could be lit up. And just beside it on the roof is just a little air vent. Moving on to the middle section here, and it really does just act as a hallway connecting the different rooms. There isn't too much detail. Like I said, you've got the rest of the kitchen cabinets coming down there. Otherwise, nothing on the top floor here. There is a door out to the balcony, which, as you can see, has some more open space as well. Just a potted plant there. And then a more studs on the side construction to build this glass fence there. So that looks quite nice and clean and modern to match the feel of the rest of it. And there's also another door down below so you can get access through there as well. The next room in this modern house is the living quarters downstairs. So you've got a nice open plan, very large living room, no TV or anything. But I guess when you're living in a place as beautiful as this, you don't need the distractions of TV and you can make your own entertainment with your electric guitar there, which is built up with a nice little display stand. Fancy glass table there with a pot with a bowl and other potted plants, and then one of these little drinks. Oop, I ripped off the top of the table there, but I really like these glass elements here. They're very fancy. And of course, there's plenty of windows throughout this whole thing, so it lets in plenty of light. And there's also this very nice sofa here. You can fit a minifigure on there, just the one. You're not really going to fit two in there, so you have to center them on there or something. But, you know, built up with some hinge parts, some brackets and things. 2 tones of yellow here. Yeah, it looks quite nice actually, very retro I think. And then moving upstairs, you've got the master bedroom with this really large bed. Probably, well, it's bigger than a double, it's probably bigger than a king size as well. You can easily fit 2 minifigures on there, all studded on the top, so not completely tiled over, which some people might find to be a little bit bothersome honestly, but I don't mind it. It's got a nice classic comfortable feel. Another potted plant on the bedside cabinet on the left, and then you've got your alarm clock on the bedside cabinet on the right. And then this back room in the corner is actually a bathroom. Well, probably more of a wet room, if anything. There isn't a built-in sink or toilet, but you have got your rubber duck on the side. And as you can see in the back there is the shower head coming down. And if you go back around the front, there is actually a sliding door here, so you can get from your lounge area out to your patio and into your pool. So that's very fancy. And I really like the way they did these porch lights as well. They look quite modern. I would say that the build experience and all the techniques used for this set are pretty straightforward for the most part, with the more interesting ones being for some of the furniture builds, for example. But then this whole front wall here, this really surprised me, because it's not just built up with bricks like the rest of it. It's got studs on the side construction, studs going in all directions, and it's clipped in with clips and hinges and things. So that's a very interesting technique, and I don't want to spoil it too much for you, but you can see some of the clips here and here, which might look a little bit odd to you, but there's some really interesting and rather creative techniques to get these windows in and this whole wall done. So when you get around to building it, I think you're going to like that. Another quick thing to mention is that you do build this house in different modules. So you build the tower, the kind of hallway section here, and then the main living quarters, and then the front garden area. They are all separate sections which you attach via Technic pins. And I was at first thinking, oh great, this would be good, so you can kind of rearrange things and take it apart, etc. But you can't do that, because then eventually you cover all up the connections and you attach it with more plates and things. So whilst it would be possible to make them back into the individual sections, it's not really intended to do so. As you can see, I had to remove quite a few parts to get them back into their individual sections, but this just gives you an idea of what it would be like. And most of these are just decorative parts that you add on in the final step, so until then it is kind of very easily still 3 separate things, and you could definitely do some modifications so it is still easily achievable to separate them back into the 3. But I just thought I'd show you that as well. Once you finish building the house, these are all the leftover parts, and you also get a brick separator included. Of course, this set is a 3-in-1, so you can take this house apart and rebuild either this one or this one. You can't build all 3 at once, obviously. And as much as I like this alternate build, I'm not going to dismantle my wonderful modern house here. In fact, I'll probably just buy a second set, because I'm mostly interested in this one, so I might do a review video of that. But do I think it's worth the full retail price of £90? Well, there is a lot here. Some good builds, nice minifigures. I mean, it is an impressive house, plus it's a 3-in-1, so you have that option to rebuild into different things. Is it worth £90? Well, of course I'm going to say no, because I don't think any Lego set is worth paying full price, and I got this at 20% off, so I paid about £70 for it, which I think is an absolute bargain. So I would always advocate waiting for a sale if you can get it, but if you want to pay full price for it, well, buy it from lego.com if they have double points or a good gift with purchase. Otherwise, get your money's worth, people. Wait for a discount. But with 2024 pricing, given how big the set is and how Lego sets are just so expensive these days, I'm not surprised that it is £90. Definitely would not want to pay any more. This is not worth over £100, but yeah, 90 is on the far end. So what do you guys think about this set? Tell me in the comments, and I'll see you all next time for another Lego review. Bye for now. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to check out the other videos on this channel or on one of my other channels as well. And of course, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe and share with your friends.